Hey guys, welcome to DevOps School. In this video tutorial, we are going to learn about GitLab.
But before we begin, let me inform you few things about us. DevOps School is one of the leading platforms which offers DevOps, cloud and containers technology training and certification programs for freshers and established professionals who wish to update and consolidate their skills in the dynamic IT scenario. We ensure that the training solutions are delivered by highly experienced domain experts with practical working experience in various verticals. Check out the dates and enroll with us for our upcoming batches. For more info, link and contact details are mentioned in the description below.
So first thing, I'm validating Git workflow, and after that I'll talk about the Git lab workflow. Okay, that is a thing. So now I'm just putting up here. Do let me know if you know or don't know. Okay, so first thing, Git workflow. First of all, we'll create a repository. Okay, after that we'll create some files. Let's say some code we write. I'm faking out the code, file1.java, file2.java. This is something you will write a code. After that, you will write your username. So config user.name, and that is Rajesh Kumar, and git config user.email. Spelling mistake, please ignore it for time being. Email DevOps @ rajeshkumar.xyz. Now after that, git add and all files dot or star, or many options are there, by the way. So here all, and then after that git commit -m. This is my first commit. So my questions to you, to each one of you, are you comfortable working with the Git flow in your laptop? Correct? Now we'll talk about the Git lab workflow. So in the Git lab workflow, there are many workflow which is proposed. I will start with one of which is a very simple to get started. So first thing, git remote add origin, and then origin GitLab repo URL, and then git push origin master. Now, are you comfortable with this one? All of you? Wonderful. So now this is the Git workflow. You should know this is the GitLab workflow, basic one. Multiple Git flow work, GitLab workflow is there. We'll discuss about it. So now we have to get started with it. So now this is my GitLab, and we have to get started. So let's first understand what is organization, what is groups, what is subgroups, what is project, what is repository. So this skeleton you need to understand. So for that, let's get started. So guys, here we are going to discuss about organization structure. So every GitLab installation in a self-hosted environment is one organization. But if you go to the SaaS-based software, you can have multiple organizations. You can create it. So organization you will not see in the EE, but if you go to the SaaS-based software, there you can create a multiple organizations. So organizations like a Qualcomm, it's like a one organizations. So right now there is a one organizations. E installation represent one organization. Okay. So here let's understand that. So if you look at this here, you have organization. Inside that you have a group. You may have a multiple subgroup inside a group, and then in project you may be having inside a subgroup or group. Okay, so this is how the hierarchies you have to set it up. Okay, so start with a group. So what is a group? So I'm just asking, are you aware of the agile process? And agile, we have one concept called epic. Correct? Epic. Now let's say, just to get you comfortable, agile, epic, and sort of it. And here if you see that this image, see this is the how this is organization, this so you see that epic. So when we have a one product release, we created epic, And inside Epic, we have a multiple user story, and these stories you run through the sprint planning, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and stuff like that. So this is what we do Epic. So now, when you design the hierarchies in GitLab, you have to think group as an epic. Okay, group as an epic. One major feature for your organization. So let's say Microsoft is an organization, but Word is epic. MS Word is epic. MS Office can be also epic, something like that. So here you can create, let's say, group MS Office, subgroup you can create MS Word, and inside that n number of projects you have it like a bold, italic, dashboard, graph, this, that, and all stuff like that. You can create it. So here, when someone will say, hey, we have to replicate the Agile process and Scrum process with GitLab, how can you do that? So you can say something like that. Okay, you have Epic, here you create a group. There we have a child epic, here we create a subgroup, and there we create issues, stories, and all stuff like that. Here you can create a project, and inside that you can manage all the issues and all. So something you can represent. There's one more things which you call it a roadmap, milestone. So these all things slowly we'll discuss and get started. So you have to understand group label. You have a you can set the parent epic. There you can set the roadmap, and inside the group what you can have subgroup projects and stuff like that. Are you understanding this flow now? So what is a GitLab groups? So GitLab group is a collection. It can be collections of project or departments, or maybe for security reasons you want to create a group, you can do that. You can have a subgroups also. Now, group properties. So here you can have a different profiles, unique permission set you can set at the group level, dedicated members you can have for the groups, organizational hierarchy represents, and resource ownership you can set at the group level, and 20 level of subgroups you can create at the group level. Okay, so in GitLab you can assemble related projects together and grant member access to several projects at once using group. In a layman terms, you can consider group as a root directory. So primarily you can use it for the projects and permissions. Okay. So in order to manage, look at this here, right side image, you will be having better visualizations. You have a groups, inside that you can have a subgroups, epic, milestone, roadmap, labels, boards. And inside that group, projects you'll have, and each projects you have a repository, issue and discussion, labels, boards, milestone, and cycle analysis. Now, what exactly labels, milestone, and board, roadmap, all these things we'll discuss one by one, but these are the hierarchy. So first thing you go organization, then you create a group, inside the subgroup, and subgroup have a project. Each group level you have all these thing, at each project level you can have all this stuff. Make sense? Okay, so in order to manage multiple projects, portfolio of the projects, portfolio we can call it in a Scrum. If someone will say, come to you and say, hey, we need to manage the portfolio at the GitLab, how can you do that? Say the answer is group. Okay, portfolio is the one key term in the Scrum project, Agile project. So in order to manage the multiple projects, portfolio of the project, the GitLab group is the entity that enable strategic planning and tracking of the business initiative through delivery. At the group level, you can manage subgroups, project, epic, milestone, roadmap, group level, and boards. Make sense? Subgroup, I think we understand. The moment you understand group, we understand the subgroups also. So subgroups, also known as nested group or hierarchical group, allows you to have to up to 20 levels of group. Means you can have 20 subgroups in a group. By using subgroups, you can separate internal and external organization, organize large project, and make it easier to manage people and control visibility. For example, Microsoft is a large organization. Out of they have more than 200 products line, they have it. So what they will do, they'll create MS Office as a group, MS Word as a subgroup, something like that, and MS Word will have a tens of projects. Like that, they can manage it. So it's like that. So you can create a project without any group or subgroup, or within a group or within a subgroup under a group. In a layman terms, you can consider subgroup as a subdirectory within your root directory. Make sense? Okay. So now, next one is project. So GitLab project. So GitLab project is an entry point for collaboration between teams. So you have a DevOps team, right? So project is an entry point. So every user can create unlimited number of GitLab projects inside a group or subgroups. Okay, every GitLab project has a Git repository and at its core. That means every project will have one GitLab repository. So that means if you want 10 repository, you have to have a 10 projects. Yes, depends on the permission set. Any number of projects can be created. Okay, so any number of projects can be created. So GitLab project feature. So yes, each projects you have a repository. Each projects will have a task. ID is also, ID means web IDs where you can modify the online code. And auto DevOps means CI/CD and merge request pull. I'll talk about all this thing and wiki documentations. Okay, so this task means issues, which I'll talk about it in some time. So look at this here. Projects in GitLab, you can create a project for hosting your code base, use as an issue tracker, collaborate on code, and continuously build, test, deploy your app with the built-in CI/CD. Built-in GitLab CI/CD, we call it a Git Auto DevOps now. That key has been changed. Now they call it Auto DevOps. Okay, so and your project can be available publicly, internally, or private at your choice. And in layman terms, project is basically your remote Git repository. I repeat, remote Git repository. Okay, so the Git workflow, GitLab workflow, both are different. Okay, so look at this here. You have a project, you have a repository, issue and discussion, labels, board, milestone, and cycle analytics. So here, milestone, you can use it for the Splunk process, Agile process, and for the so milestone represent the sprint, one sprint of 2 weeks or something like that. So you can set the milestone accordingly. So the project in GitLab is the core building block where work is organized, managed, and tracked and delivered. A project in GitLab enables the team to collaborate and plan their work in form of issues board and milestone. So remember that if you are asking someone which board, if Agile team is coming and say I need to have a Kanban board or Scrum board, how do you get it? You have a board which is at the project level. Each project level you will have a one board which can you use as a Kanban board or Scrum board. Okay, so there in Agile itself there is a multiple models, right? Kanban, Scrum, XP, and all many models are there. So this you can see the board of the Kanban and Scrum model. Okay, and then milestone, which is representing the sprints. So basically, theoretically, you can replicate the entire Agile process at a GitLab. You don't need tools like a Jira and stuff like that. Okay, so you can replicate it. So yep, we understand now group, subgroup, and project. See, Kanban is a practice, and for you can practice this in the board also. Board means this board. You have a sticky and all, you can practice here. But because of software optimizations and all, now this software is available on the Jira and Trello and ServiceNow tools like that. Now that same software you have here also. So if someone is giving a reason for like saying that, okay, we want to follow the Scrum model, Kanban model, Epic model, and stuff like that, and GitLab is not supporting, it's not true. You can get it. The terminologies you have to correlate. That's what I'm trying to do that. So in a terminologies you see at GitLab, project, group, subgroup, and project. But here you have a correlation actually with the Agile also. So for example, here I was talking about, right? So look at this here. Milestone can represent as a sprint. Boards can represent your board, the Kanban board or Scrum board, and labels and issue and discussion can be represented task management feature.
So basically, you have all these project level, whatever functions or code update or anything, it will be the entire life cycle will be visible to that single project.
A single project is. Yes, 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 yes. So anyone can onboard. If you have a simple normal software development lifecycle, if you're following, then only you can use this one. If you're using the Agile, Scrum, Kanban model also, you can use this one.
So there's no need for us to go to Jira all. This is all inbuilt within.
Everything inbuilt, just a little bit of terminologies got changed. That was I'm discussing.
So without Jira, we can live, but we can integrate with Jira.
You can also integrate with the Jira, that's there, but we don't need Jira because entire Jira has been replicated with a little bit of variations. Yeah.
Can we customize it, right? Jira inputs to this one.
That's called integration. That can be very well done.
Sprint one we call as milestone in GitLab. That's
In Jira we call it sprint only, but here we call it milestone. Yeah.
so you can run your own sprint process using GitLab itself.
No need to have Jira. Yeah.
Jira and
Yes.
you can have your stories here. Everything.
Story will become issues. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Stories will become issues.
Sprints would become milestone.
Milestone. Yeah.
For sprint 110,
That
would be like milestone.
And team meeting, when we have a board also. You can drag the ticket, stories, issues from here to here.
So that burn down chat, everything.
Everything you will have it here. Specific to that project, yes. Each project will have their own Scrum. Each project will have their own Scrum. Scrum is never 2 projects. That 2 projects, you keep it, you call it epic. Epic. Yeah.
You have that level of integration.
Just a matter of UI, yeah. Yeah.
We can do that.
Yes.
So when you actually create your sprint, start your discussion, the one you have your grooming and all that, all can be done here.
Here only. Yes. 100% can be done here. There is no need of going outside of the GitLab.
So you have your stories like
Everything.
stories is list the issues.
Issues.
Then you have acceptance criteria defined, everything.
Everything, yeah. It's like
It would be per project.
per project. It will be at a per project, not project level. You have issues and board and milestone, 3 things. If you want to have each project, then we call it epic. So group level epic. So if you see that here, GitLab too. Actually, there is no Jira terminologies here. Jira has no terminologies. Jira is replicating the term. So I'll do one thing. I have a slides actually. Just a second. Let me locate it. Just give me 2 seconds. I think I'll go a little fast. Just a second. Give me 2 seconds. I have that, but somewhere. That's what I've been saying. No, GitLab has got incorporated everything.
So you run your Scrum using GitLab.
Yes.
Let's say in Jira, we have 10 epics. So if you want to do the same thing here, we need to create 10 projects, right? So that's
10 epic means 10 group. 10 group, not organization. Group.
Is only one.
So let's say in a sprint code in Jira, we have 10 epics, but 10 different topics. If you want to replicate the same thing here, so I should have 10 projects, right?
10 project or 10 sub. No.
10 groups.
10 groups or 10 subgroups.
Epic is equal to
Group.
Epic is equal to group in Jira, not project.
GitLab.
Epic is a group.
See here. Look at this. So here, group level epics you have, group level milestone you have, group level roadmap. Again, project level, again here you have a board and milestone. Okay, so there's one slide I'm having it, but I think this one will give you the better feasibility. So if you want to look at this here, group level, you can manage the parent epic, which is a Scrum terminologies. Again, and the epic level, you may have a multiple groups and multiple projects. Okay, and what you can manage at the group level, so group roadmap you can do that, and group milestone you can do that, group iteration manage you can do that, and stuff like that. Subgroup level you can manage the child epic, again roadmap and epic health status roll up, and then the project level you can manage all the issues and task and all stuff like that. So you can correlate this way.
Do we have one example of this on that live thing, or are we going to do that as
We'll do that, but if you want to see that example, for example, how do you plan? Microsoft is the best example actually. Microsoft is a one organization and they have a multiple group. MS Office is one group. Okay, and inside that they have a multiple projects. So Word, PowerPoint, slide, Fire front end, and all stuff like that. You can make it like that. So
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.
Hello everyone, if you would like to access the remaining videos of this playlist or 50 plus more tools which are coming under DevOps, DevSecOps, SRE, DataOps, GitOps, etc. Kindly become our channel members by clicking on the joining button. You would have access to 100s of playlists and 1000s of videos lifetime access with this membership.